Okay, stovetop lasagna. Here we go. We're going to have some beef, some cheese, a little more back there. Gonna brown these Brussels sprouts in olive oil. More cheese. I don't know if we might need that oil. There's hardly any oil in here. That oil is better than no oil, right? We're going to brown these. After we brown those, we're not going to brown them, we're just going to saute them. And some spinach. Now, if you don't want to use ground beef or you don't have some, it's fine. This will be vegetable lasagna with the Brussels sprouts and that, but I happen to have some ground beef. And I have a small jar of sauce. S&P, I might put a little bit of that in for flavor because I should be using Italian sausage and I don't have any. And then I'm going to break up some of these. I cook it on top of the stove with a lid. And I'll be right back. Well, I think I hit a winning combination because this already smells good and it's only been in the pan 30 seconds. The minced garlic is already in there. Salt and pepper and a sprinkling of Italian seasoning. It's not my favorite seasoning, so I just use a little bit. And we had one ingredient change because the ragu, which is not my favorite, I don't know where I got it, is expired from 2 years ago. So we have this tomato pasta sauce. I'll be right back. I had plenty of olive oil. I still have leftover olive oil. The reason why I say cooking is an adventure is you have to keep changing your plans. Now, I did not use all of the burger because I saved a little bit for a patty for breakfast. Because we don't need all of the whole pan. And we're going to use this pan in the oven. It's no longer a stovetop meal, but you could make it one. Because the pan is half full with all the veggies, and I want the meat, and I want some noodles. So we're almost ready to put everything together. The spinach does not need any cooking ahead of time. Let's say you really wanted Italian sausage flavor. You know, you can add a little tiny bit of this, because that's the seasoning in some sausages. The meat is putting off a little more moisture than I want. So I'm using this to kind of soak it up. However, I do want some water in there or some of that wine. But this liquid I don't care for that much. If you know what I mean. I love lasagna noodles, so I'm going to do about 4.5. If they'll fit in there, maybe just 4. I'm going to break them up. No secret techniques here. The browned beef is now covered with pieces of 2.5 lasagna noodles broken up. A little bit of Parmesan, a little bit of mozzarella. Look, it's already melting a little bit. I'm going to add in some of that. And then some sauce. I'm going to do about 2 layers of everything. The spinach will be between the 2 main layers. There's what it looks like before the spinach goes on. I'm not using much cheese. That's my choice. You can put tons of cheese if you want. Now there's the spinach. I've cut it in, I guess you would say, slices, strips. And I put a little salt and pepper. You know it's going to cook down to nearly nothing. So the next layer is going on top of this. Although all the beef is at the bottom. Didn't think about that in advance. Here's the prep before it goes into the oven. But I'm going to go ahead and stick those noodles down into the dish. So I used about 4 of the noodles. Here's about how much liquid is in there, not a lot. But all this is going to cook down. We do not want lasagna soup. But if that's what we get, that's what we get. Well, I just wanted you to see what it was like. Should have let it sit a little bit longer. The noodles cook. The spinach shrunk. Doing this with one hand is not easy. Thanks for watching.